like it be a club when they begin to have authority. They don't really need that authority. They don't really know what they do with that leadership.
How you get his new shit? You bought it?
Go ahead, boy, ain't people stop and ask you. God damn what you talking about. Don't give a fuck what you believe. Nigga gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that. Everybody gonna be. Boy, ain't shit stop and ain't shit practice. My nigga serious. Boy, and they leaders with dope and killers with crack. What the fuck with your leaders?
I'm gonna allow me to do that, yo.
You can't stop on your blood. Treating you in the part you beat. I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I tell you once, won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us so. Just spoke to a nigga and fed and you're on parole because of the COVID. It feel like the hoes in this world that don't go together. Knowing it's golden and ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the skull never settled. Need props. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you the props. Like we all come together. They say God so loved the world. God so loved the world, and boy, your ass need to stop and ask you. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe. You gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga.
I'm gonna right now, right? Yeah, I saw some go over real quick.
Stop and ask shit. Or I'm gonna step outside of the show for the fake niggas. Say solid, I got it. Let's go, let's go. I ain't taking no loss. Ain't no talking, but we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just play with your own. I'ma be low to the right arm. Tell them we can't keep it slack. And I can never let bike on me, bike on. Got you, baby mother on high, baby pass through the fire. Ask you the props, never be so below to the Lord. I dare your body, you never will fail, you bitch, I can afford it. I prepare so you bring my water. Push your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. The ass need to stop, the ass need the props.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you. Give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe. Nigga, I stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up, serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga.
Hey, shalom, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shabrak, thumb to the brothers, Yahweh Shamar, Elathah Bahashem, Yahweh Shah to the sisters. Once again, this is the Friday class, California Isupk La-Sha-Wan Kodash class. Like it. The La-Sha-Wan Kodash stands for Holy Tongue. This is a biblical tongue that's been given to us by the Lord, was passed down to our forefathers. But since 1969, under General Yohana, we've been teaching this truth about this La-Sha-Wan and about the Bible, period. The Christian church has people in a they have it, you confused thinking that the Holy Tongue is something that you run around and you go into trances and you go out only screaming in church. The funny part about what the Christian church says about the Holy Tongue that the Lord is speaking about, it only happens in their temples. And we know as true believers of the Lord, the temple is us. So if they ain't doing it at the grocery store, they ain't doing it in their cars, how real can it be? Is it only for a show? That people should be in question to that. Be in tune with yourself to understand and discern the truth. The truth of the Bible, which has been taught since 1969 for the Isupk, is the Holy Tongue that they're speaking about is the La-Sha-Wan Kodash. Right. The La-Sha-Wan Kodash can be translated in the ancient as well as the Assyrian. What they teach you at the Christian church is that it's just a feeling that you get. Yes, when you hear the Holy Tongue and you hear them brothers throwing up those prayers, Abba Now, Shabbat Shemayim, it resonates to your spirit because it's something natural that's in you that's been carried through your blood. This right here, this writing, that text right there has been passed down from your ancestors. They've been writing in that. They've been stripped from it. They've been beaten. They've been raped. And they've been told something else. We've been taught English. We've been taught Spanish. All the languages of our oppressors. We haven't now since we have this truth. When the Isupk is teaching this La-Sha-Wan Kodash. So you get to actually learn what that is. I know how everybody should feel right now because you know half your churches ain't even open. Now you can come and you can get online, or you can come into our classes because our classes are open every day. And you can get that truth where you can learn what the Holy Tongue really is and not think that it's just some feeling that you might get. Because I know a lot of us, we've been taught like, when I went to the Christian church, I bring this up every week. When I went in there, they told me, you don't have the Holy Tongue? Oh man, just pray for it and it's going to come to you. And I'm praying, I'm thinking like, damn, the Lord ain't with me because it ain't coming to me because I don't know. Right. And then one time I tried to fake it. And that was the cold part because I was faking it. But when you get in this truth, you find out what the real Holy Tongue is. And the Lord will give it to you. And the Lord is giving you this Holy Tongue. This is only for you to study and show yourself approved. This is why we have charts. If you guys need the La-Sha-Wan Kodash chart, I can send one to you. If you're on Messenger, I can send you, on Facebook, I can send you one via Messenger. If you are watching from YouTube, I can send one through YouTube. All you have to do is put your email in, and I can send you the chart. So you can study the La-Sha-Wan and learn this true Holy Tongue. Right now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna start with the alphabets. So if you guys have a pen and paper and you want to write along with, that's Tawab. Tawab means good. These are some of the languages that you learn. If you are of the 12 tribes of Israel, you'll understand. This is something for you to study right now because you should be taking heed to what's going on right now. Right. You see what's going on in Israel. In Israel right now, Palestine, they got the war going on. Right. You know what I'm saying? They're over there reading them walls hard right now. Right. Not knowing a damn thing about it, they just reading them. They're like this reading them, not knowing that right there, them texts that are on the walls are for his chosen people that are somewhere scattered somewhere else. Right. They're just reading. The Lord did not give them that information. It's not even in them to understand the text. Right. If they understood the text, they'll know that the Lord said a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. So guess who's the bastard? They're the bastards. Right. You know what I'm saying? Y'all dwelling over there. Everyone will know. The Lord said there will not be peace there. You know what I'm saying? And look what's going on. Y'all got war, and it's going down. So it's good that you guys, people get in these classes, get tuned in, get this proper understanding. You know what I'm saying? The ISUBK, what I learned from the ISUBK, I didn't know in the Christian church, is that you have to follow the commandments. It's about learning and understanding the commandments of the Bible. The Lord said, if you love me, you will follow my commandments. Right. So that's what it's about. It's about the commandments. A lot of people, they'll say, oh, the Old Testament is done away. That's what they bring up when you go to the Christian church. Right. Yeah, I got brothers that will barely come into this school and be able to out talk and tell that pastor his place, and the pastor might throw him out. You know what I'm saying? Because the pastor don't want to know the truth. Right. The pastor just want his money. And this is where it's not about money. In these last days, that money's finna burn up. We're not worried about money. You better worry about your salvation. Right. Worry about your spirit, your soul, where it's gonna really be at. There's people right now thinking they're people in heaven. They're talking to the sky. They say, oh, I know she right with me. They're not understanding the Bible. This is why you got to come in here and get this proper understanding of this Bible, of this truth. Don't be listening to what your pastor told you, because your pastor's not opening up this book. Everything that we speak about, we can pull right out of this book. I won't even say it. I'm not in authority to even make up anything that ain't coming out of here. Right. So you got to understand, everything that we speak about, that we talking about, it comes out of that Bible. Otherwise, it's not going to be bringing up in here. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not, another thing the Lord says, prove all things. And what we're going to prove is everything that we're saying is in this Bible. Right. So it's good to get in these classes, get that proper understanding. If you're a brother and you want to shadow yourself away from the world, you want to get with some a real brotherhood. I'm not talking about a motorcycle club. I'm not talking about gangs. I'm talking about a real brotherhood where brothers won't sleep with your wife. Brothers won't turn around and rob you and beat you up. And where brothers going to always be here for you. You want to get in all black. You want to join one of these classes in the ISUBK. And understand, we are scattered all over the United States and in some other countries. So you can't get it there. Don't think, oh, I'm not here. I'm in Haiti. Let me straighten this out. Tell me when I'm straight. Can you show more of the board?
You 12 right there. So.
You know what I'm saying? Well, and you might think you somewhere else, but we got classes everywhere. The Lord has gave the ISUPK authority, and we've been opening schools everywhere, damn near around the world. So you want to get into these classes and get this proper understanding, you know, so you can understand what this holy tongue is speaking about. They talk about that holy tongue like it's just a ghost that jumps in you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that it's in your spirit already. It's in your DNA. This is something that your people have been speaking. You might think, oh, the white people was kind of on when you seen that movie Roots. I know some of y'all seen that movie Roots. Remember when that dude was talking about telling him his name ain't Kuta Kinte? In other words, when he was saying that, basically it was like almost he was saying your name ain't a Hebrew name. You don't have a Hebrew name. I'm gonna give you this name. This is what your new name is. They say stripped it from us. You know what I'm saying? And you got to understand that we're so prideful about all the degrees that we got. I got a degree in this. This is all the degrees that you got from your oppressor under slavery, basically. This is slavery, modern slavery now. You might not be in prison, but it's the slavery of the mind. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been indoctrinated with white supremacy so long. Most people from the world don't want to hear me. But if a pale-faced, blue-eyed guy starts speaking about it, you're going to take what he's saying full fact.
Right.
Because you're looking at this, you say, oh, he don't know what he's talking about. Look how he's dressed. But should I put on a suit and swindle you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to understand when you see the real is the real. I'd rather take that gangbanger, that thug, that brother that came out them streets, than somebody with a suit talking real soft to me.
Right.
I don't want that person because that person, he doesn't resonate to me. He's not real. He's not natural. That's something you were made to do. That's something that, you know, when they strip you from your, I seen a class about it. I think the generals were talking about it. When they strip you from your hair, they make you shave your hair, make you shave your beard. That's what they did in slavery.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when they put you in that suit, I call it a monkey suit. It's okay to wear a suit. Some brothers like wearing suits. But sometimes to me, it's just like a monkey suit. You know, it's uncomfortable. You ain't feeling good, but you think you look good. Some brothers do look, you know, you be sharp. But to me, it's a monkey suit. They put you in that suit, and then you got to perform. That's just like any other job. When you want to be a slave, you want another slavery, you got to put on a suit, got to shave oil, you got to take all your masculinity away from you, right, so you can you can have a job. You know, most homosexuals got better jobs than most straight men.
Right, how come?
You know what I'm saying? And black, you like, damn, how does brother get that job? Because he has no masculinity. Right. They took it from him, and they want him to have so he doesn't look like he can even be strong enough to do anything. He's more feminine than anything. Right. You know what I'm saying? When you come in here, you're gonna learn masculinity. You're gonna learn how to be a man, how to be a good woman. You know what I'm saying? How to dress, how a woman should dress, not how we see the women dress nowadays. You can go on Instagram, you can go anywhere. What the women do for the media is a damn shame now. You know what I'm saying? And this is why you got to get in tune to these classes and learn your heritage. And if you are of the 12 tribes of Israel, the Black, Hispanic, the Native American, the West Indians, you know what I'm saying? South Americans. If you are of that tribe, you want to get in these classes and develop. You know what I'm saying? You want to learn how your people really lived, because we're only learning what we learned from our oppressor. Right. And our oppressor's just teaching us to be nasty. So when you look at us, when they look at a brother wearing pants, you watch the movie, they want you to think like, oh, he's like Boys in the Hood. He's like Menace to Society. These are movies that they deflected the characteristics of a person that lives in the ghetto. We all don't live like that. We all ain't committing drive-bys. People trying to just live their life. There are some people, but there's people of other nationalities creating the worse or heinous acts. You think that's a little something? There's a lady named Margaret Sanger who created what's it called? Planned Parenthood, who have women having women have abortions. You know how many women? There's more killings from abortions than there'll ever be in gang violence. And guess who's doing the abortions? Most Blacks and Hispanic women. This is why you got to get in these classes. These classes are not a joke. This is for your spirit right now. You know, the Lord is calling his people. You know, I wouldn't be up here if the Lord wasn't calling me to be here to do this work. I'm sure nobody would if it was some theme thing. You know, the people at the churches get paid. You got the choir, some of the choir directors get paid to put this nice music out. The pastor getting paid for show. He got a full suit on. He passed the collection plates around.
Right.
He passed pastor appreciations. He passed donations around. That man getting paid.
Right.
We do this out the spirit of our hearts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is where that real truth come from. You want that raw. You want that meat. You gotta come into the Isupk. I couldn't even call what they got milk. You want that Kool-Aid? You can drink that Kool-Aid.
Right.
I mean, it ain't promising you nothing. You know, people always speak about, are you saved? The Lord says, who endures to the end shall be saved.
Right.
It's not about saying the words. It's about being doers. Learn the commandments. Learning your language. Learning your history. Black people be scared to learn their history. You can't tell them nothing nowadays. Hispanics, you can't tell them nothing nowadays because we've been so under this damn oppressor. We think we should be best. We should be just like him. Right. Not knowing he's a mad rapist, murderer. He came here to conquer and steal, kill, and destroy. Right. We think we're going to build with these people. Man, these people are finna destroy this land. They know their time is up. Right. And our time is now to get this truth and create this utopia that we're supposed to create. We're supposed to create this. This is why the Lord is calling his prophets back to the earth now. Because he wants to create the heavens on earth. Right. And it's prophesied that he is going. It says, thy kingdom come, that will be done here on earth as it is in heaven. So understand, as it is in heaven, it's going to be here. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be the 12 tribes of Israel that are going to be in rulership here. And if you want to take part in that, you want to get in these classes, you want to get proper understanding, you want to get edified. You want to learn your history, you want to learn everything, to follow the commandments. You know, you just get that real understanding, get that real relationship. People talk about the relationship with the Lord, and they eat pork and not understanding. It's a lie here. These are some of the things that the Lord is totally against. Right. People, I see somebody post something about the Antichrist. The Antichrist is at your church. Go to church. You see the gay people in the choir. The pastor, that's the Antichrist right there. Right. Get you some understanding. Get the truth and the real understanding. Don't be caught in this feel good stuff. Don't be caught in prosperity. The Lord, hey, you turn the air on, Baba Kashas. Woo! Don't be caught in this prosperity teaching that they give you. You know, you're not gonna buy heaven. You're not. You're not buying into the kingdom. That's what's not happening. So, like, I gotta share this. Give me a quick second. You are not gonna buy into this kingdom that the Lord is having built. You got to be a mighty. You got to be mighty. You got to be a warrior. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a good sister. People got us so confused. We thinking we just got to pay our tithes and live and die and look good at church, talk about sister something and wear my big hats. That's not what it's about. The Lord did not call us to be no damn gospel. So like it. And that's how we feel. Damn, I got to hear myself when I'm talking that junk. But that's how we feel. But what the truth is, we have to really get settled, and we got to get into the scriptures, get into this book. You know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna learn the truth of this Bible. Whoa, where we at? I'm hearing gospel music. What's going on? So like, y'all know that's Facebook. But anyway, we really got to get in the truth of this Bible. Start learning this La-Sha-Wan. I'm going to start with the alphabets right now. And you guys, if you want to, like I said, if you need the alphabet chart, put it in the comments and I can send you one via Messenger. Or if you're on YouTube, I can send one to you on YouTube. It's no sweat. So you can learn, go home and exercise it. This is something this is embedded in you. Your ancestors used to write like this. When they wanted to write something out, they want to write to each other. They wrote just like that. That's how they wrote to communicate with each other. And, it's been taken. That's all been stripped from us. Now the Lord has given it back to us. So we can have that understanding. We can learn the acts. We can learn our texts. What they read over there in the walls, that's for you. When they going through over there bombing these people, killing everything that's over there, you can look on the news right now. Go and see it. What is it? CSN, BC, whatever. I don't watch the news. CNN. You know You know, you can go in there right now. They're sending missiles from everywhere. Tonight looks like fireworks, bombing people. They hitting kids. They hitting everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because they had war. The Lord said, the Lord prophesied to this. And you wouldn't. And the only way you're gonna know that, Slaki, if you get in these classes. Start getting these classes. Get proper understanding of these classes. Learn your nationality. Learn about your history of your people. You get into this Bible. A man asked me, what do you think the Bible is? The Bible is our records. Right. These are the records of what happened with our people. Why we are in this. Why there's a reason why we were in slavery. In this book, open it up and read it. Or if you do need somebody to help you get in this ISUPK, we will show you the passage why we went through slavery. What's going on with us today? Why aren't we in a better why aren't we in better conditions? It's all in that Bible, but it takes you to really open it up and get the real understanding. You know what I'm saying? But we teach this La-Sha-Wan Kodash every Friday. We have classes almost every day. You want to get in these classes to get proper understanding. I'm gonna have the brother Ramak come up here. He's gonna write out the alphabets. We're gonna start with the ancient, and then we're gonna go into the Assyrian. But after we get done with that, I'm gonna go into some vocabulary to help you learn how to learn about the alphabets and how you use them, writing vocabulary words out so you can understand it. Go ahead, bro. Man, I felt that heat. He said, when you feel that heat, I was like, hold on. That summer is coming quick. Summer's coming quick. Hey, shalom to all the people watching the class. Hey, Father, for y'all attending. You know what I'm saying? If y'all can't follow along, Baba Kashal, you know what I mean? Please understand this is your language. This is your history. We should really want to learn this. I'll be looking on the back of these so-called fake Jewish people's cards and seeing them write out these languages, and I'll be wondering, what are they writing? Salaki is opposite. Total opposite. You know what might be easier? If you are you gonna write out the alphabets all? You can write them all, just write them out. Write out the whole ancient, and then write out the Assyrian so we can sound it out good. That might be easier. That might be easier. Like I said, y'all want to stay tuned in because this is your language. This is something that the Lord has sent down to us, as a people, and we are a mighty people. You gotta understand the atrocities that we have been through, the things that they beat us out of this language that we're going to write on this board, this alphabet. We wrote it. They didn't want you to write that. They made you write out English. And guess what? Nowadays, you talk to a sister might say, do you got a degree? Do you have this? And this is all the things your oppressor beat your ancestors for. And your ancestors didn't even want it. But now we got people that are so proud. We're saying, oh, yeah, you got a citizen, but oh, you got a degree? Are you on it? That's a degree that you got in your captivity. This right here is a degree that's going to help your spirit. These are the degrees that you need to learn. This is your heritage. What's more important, where you came from or where you're going? Because if you don't know where you came from, how you know where you're going? You got to make sense about that. You have to really think deep about it. You know what I'm saying? There is knowledge in power in knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And the knowledge that you really want is coming out of that book. But people try to tell you. I had a brother arguing with me yesterday, talking about, oh, you know what the Bible is. I asked him, what is it? Oh, it's a man-made book. Every book you read is written by a man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Everything, even when they study the outer space, somebody writes it down. Who says it's true? You know what I'm saying? See, people, they come with all this, they come with a lot of nonsense. It's because they're unlearned. You know what I'm saying? They taught us, they're happy when we getting high and we thinking deep. You know, black, I said, bro, that's the brothers who smoke weed. You know, when you get, I remember I used to be in the world, so I'm just telling you. I don't mean like, it wasn't nothing cool. When you used to get high, you used to think deep. You thought you were thinking deep. You wasn't even thinking logical. You thought you were thinking deep. What is this? Oh, that Bible man. The white man wrote that Bible. But do you know that that same Bible that people say the white man wrote condemns the white man for the atrocities that he put across another people about slavery? People don't read the Bible. That's what I'm saying. People that actually just learn from the pastor. You learn to be a good slave from the pastor. That's what they have back in slavery times. They taught one slave a little bit of the Bible, and the slave went and taught the other slaves and taught them, you know what, you got to be obedient to your master. That's what they did. And that's what they teach nowadays in the big ass churches. That's the slave of the slave master's church. He told them the preachers over there to teach the slaves to be obedient. When you go to church, understand you still going back to you learning slave religion. You learning a slave religion. Because if I ask some of these people in the church, they said the Lord loves everybody, which is not true in the scriptures. The Lord does not love everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, for Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. The Lord hated some people. But they don't teach you. You go to Christian church, the Lord is all love. You got a woman up there dressed like a boy. She in the choir singing good as the women, but she dressed like a damn boy. And she got a demon on her that lusting over the women in the church.
Right.
And you think that the Lord is with that church. You know what I'm saying? We have to get better as people and get proper understanding, because we are so lost in this captivity. It's like a damn shame. That's why you gotta learn it. You gotta learn this right here. You gotta it's something that should be passionate to you. You know, we passionate in everything about the world. I know brothers that can write a damn rap verse that's deep, but they don't take their time to study and show their children. Oh yeah, that's dope. Yeah, after I do this, let me sound this out. Okay, that's cool. Okay, this is the ancient alphabets. I'm gonna go into the sounds. Like I said, if you guys do need a chart, you're at home, I can send you a chart. If you're on Facebook, I can send one through via Messenger, or I can send you one on YouTube, and all you have to do is put your email in and ask for a chart, and I can send you this La-Sha-Wan Kodash chart. And it has the ancient and the Assyrian on it, so you can take it home and study it. Next time you come to class, you'll have the chart, so you'll be able to follow along a lot easier. I'm going to go into the sounds for you. This is ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, qua, ra, sha, da. And those are the characters of the ancient alphabet. This is something that your ancestors used to write in. Like how the Egyptians have their hieroglyphics, we have the same things. This language goes back. You can look this up. You can go and Google ancient Hebrew texts that they found, that archaeologists found. These same alphabets were found written they've been found written on rocks, written on stones. So people try to say, oh, that ain't true. This text has been written before time. This is before you learn the English language. Right. And it's totally different, because when you write out the alphabet, when you write in the La-Sha-Wan, the Holy Tongue, you write from right to left. In the English language, you write from left to right. So it's totally opposite. But you do see the characteristics of where they copy, where you have the ah, ba, ga, da, ha, where they got the A, B's. It sounds similar, because they are the greatest imitators. They are the greatest imitators. You got to understand, we are, like a lot of people like to brag and try to go with the Egyptians. Okay, the Egyptians did something, but guess who were the slaves in Egypt? Who did all the hard work in Egypt? The children of Israel were slaves over there. So you understand how Egypt became a great land, just like America is a great land. America is a great land because it was built on the backs of slaves. So you compare Egypt to America. It's the same difference. When the slaves were in Egypt, it was a great land. When the slaves came to in the Americas, it became a great land. Right. You know what I'm saying? But all understand, just like Egypt was destroyed, America will be destroyed. But you got to understand on what side of destruction you want to be on. Honestly, I want to work hard to where I see it and be like, hey, bye-bye. You know what I'm saying? I hope I build my family. If they don't want to roll, that's on them. But I definitely want to be there. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be on the side of the destruction, thinking I'm going to have fun over there, because everybody thinks that being righteous is boring. Being righteous is the coolest damn thing. You ain't got to be high. A sister, you ain't got to date hoes. And then when brothers get the hoes, then you want to train them. Be like, hey, girl, why you acting like that in front of my friends? Nigga, she's a hoe. And I don't mean it like that in a bad sense, because anybody can be changed. I'm a prime example of anybody can be changed. And I'm still, you know, the Lord's still working on me. But I'm saying, but this is what we deal with when we have that mindset. We look at these sisters shorts on, and you ain't taught her nothing, but she knows that's how she got you. Looking like that, now you want to change her. It's not gonna work like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to develop with each other. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna take you coming into this school and learning how to develop with each other. You know what I'm saying? Certain people ain't gonna take to the truth like that. I know a lot of family members that I got think I'm in a cult. They think I'm crazy, but now when I go around them, I think they crazy. Right? Because they, you know, that they house, they go start singing "Happy Birthday." I go step outside. I don't see. I ain't praising nobody. If we ain't gonna praise the Lord, we don't got a day for the Lord. They call Christmas. And Christmas not even a day for the Lord. This is how much, like I say, the indoctrination of the white supremacy is in us. Right. Because you don't, when it comes to, I'm going into something else, but when it comes to like the holidays and stuff, you think about Christmas, you don't even think about Jesus Christ. You don't think about Yahweh. You think about a white fat man wearing red who would ride in on a damn what he riding on them damn ugly I can't even think about what they call. I almost call them dolphins. What did they aim? What did Santa ride in on? He rode in on reindeer, Slocky reindeer. I'm retarded. It just came back to me. Poof, there was epiphany. But he rode in on reindeer. That's what you think about when it comes to holidays. But that, and in fact, that's not what Christmas. Christmas is about paganism. Christmas has they have underlying histories behind those things that are wicked as hell. So when it comes to that, that's why I say my family like looking at me like, oh, you don't celebrate this. Yes, I don't celebrate things that are not of God. Why would I waste my time doing that? Right. You know what I'm saying? We don't even celebrate the things of God. Right. So that's why it's good to get in these classes and learn the high holy days and learning what days to slave. To serve. Back in the day, just a couple of weeks ago, we had the Passover, the Day of Unleavened Bread, and we got some more holy holidays coming up. And you guys need to get into your holy holidays. The real holidays that you're missing out on the celebration of the Lord. If you are a true Bible believer, a lot of people say they're Bible believers, but they really just Bible thumpers. Because if I go ahead and tell them, oh, this is what's in the Bible, they're going to say, no, it's not. And then they're going to go into getting mad and going somewhere, and the spirit in them of the world is going to tell them, oh, don't deal with that nigga crazy. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say my family will be like, oh, he's crazy. Only because I'm telling the truth, because I love them. Right. You know what I'm saying? But they'd rather not have the love. They want the amusement. They want the amusement park. They want the good everything. But behind it has a dark undertone. You know what I'm saying? When you come in here and you really get it, you righteous. You know what I'm saying? You'll live right. You know what I'm saying? You'll know how to live at least. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, this is the ancient. And this is the sound again. I'm going to go back into the sounds. I'll be going into my talking, but that's just how it works. So like, yeah, we're going to get down to this truth and this word, because it's what it's about. It's about waking our people up, understanding where they are, especially in this land, what we call America, which is our captivity. Our family members were here as slaves. The language that I'm teaching you right now has been stripped from them. And this is what I'm trying to put back. The Lord's putting back into me. So we can put this back out to the world, as far as with the 12 tribes of Israel can have it. This is for us. You know what I'm saying? So I do take this serious. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go back to the sounds. Ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ha. There's a similar sound in here. That's the ka, but this is the ka. What did you see? The CHAA gives you the ka, the ha, ka, ta, ya, ka. La, ma, na, sa, I, pa, za, qua, ra, sha, da. And those are the sounds of the La-Sha-Wan in the ancient. We also have the Assyrian. The sounds are the same, but the characters of the alphabets are different. This came before the Assyrian. The Assyrian was written in the Babylonian times. You know what I'm saying? But this is way before. This is what, like I said, that if you look up the cobblestone, you'll see that this was written out on a stone. Our people wrote this back in the days. You know, and our people were writing in Hebrew coming over on slavery. They had slave names. You know what I'm saying? If you really look up the names, we had real slave names written down. And we're stripped of them. And we've been given all kinds of names. Brandon, you know what I'm saying? All types of weird names. Like, I mean, our names, like my name's Kapar, which means he is clean. To somebody, they like Kapar. It sounds different because they're not used to. They're used to what they've been taught in this captivity. Everything that you've been taught in this captivity, it just goes with this captivity. Even my last name. My last name comes from a slave owner. That's why you heard some Muslims, you hear Malcolm X saying, "Oh, my slave name," but that is a slave name. My son just asked me that today. He said, "Dad," he said, Muhammad Ali was in slavery because he said, yeah, his slave name. I said, "No, son. He was talking about his last name because he got his last name from a slave owner." That's where we get our last names from. So I'm not too proud of it. I'm proud of the connection that I have with my bloodline, with my family. But that last name is a oppressor's last name. Right. I know a white person that has my last name. And actually, we were their slaves. They bought us and branded us. Oh, that's the Grissom. My slave last name was Grissom. So they were like, "Oh, that's the Grissoms. That was his slaves." You know, we became families and we went on and we carried his last name. But that's our oppressor's last name. Today, my name is Kapar Ben Yahawada Ban Yasharala. My name means he is clean, the son of Yahweh. And I say Yahawada, the son of Judah. And then I say Ban Yasharala, the son of Israel. Right. That's my name now. You know, when you get into these classes and you start going to you build a relationship, this becomes your family, and the Lord will give you a new name. You know, it goes with your characteristics. You know how black people is. You go to characteristics. A lot of people in my family, they call me Smiling. When I was little, I used to smile a lot, or they call me Dimples or something like that. But you know how black people is. The same in here, in the truth. This, like, you know, your characteristics. That's how you earn your name. You know what I'm saying? So you take pride in your name and live up to your name. Now, and I do some work at home, I'll be like, "Dang, that's why my name is He is Clean," because I'll be doing some clean work. You know what I'm saying? At first, I was like, I wanted the warriorest name I could think of. They called me Conan in Hebrew or something. But that ain't how the Lord works. But I'm gonna erase this, and I'm gonna have the brother. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna have the brother write out in the Assyrian. This is Ba Ga Na Ha Wa Za Ka Ta Ya Ka La Ma Na Sa I Pa Za Kwa Ra Sha Da. Wish I had one of them little. You know how white people, I mean, in class, they used to teach you, used to have it right in front of it. You know what I'm saying? Someone has to put my hands way out there, and my hands is kind of short. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going ahead and erase this, and then I'm going to have the brother come up here and write in the Assyrian. The Assyrian is a lot different, and I'll explain to you as we go along, because the Assyrian does have double characters. I'm going to have the officer come up here. He's going to come up here and write in the Assyrian. Oh, it's going to be fun. I know he like, man, you already know. All right, Shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Barakatum to the brothers. Shamar Elathah Bahashem, Yahweh to the sisters. You know what I'm saying? Why don't everybody coming in here? This is, like I said, this is your truth. This is what your people have been passed down. They've been passed down this La-Sha-Wan. You want to go ahead and get into this because it's something. It's more to honor your family. A lot of people like to say, "Oh, you know, people." Like you hear a lot of people say your ancestors be crawling in their grave. Your ancestors would be turning over in their grave if they went to sleep, or they weren't in somebody else. The Lord might have woke them up and they became somebody else. But the things that we do nowadays kind of is insulting to our ancestors. We have to take more pride into our people. You know what I'm saying? Get out of this, the indoctrination of white supremacy. White supremacy is something that's been taken over the Black Hispanic minds.
Right.
It's been taken since slavery. If they have 400 plus years to conquer us. So this is the thing, like when we come to these classes, a lot of people like to talk. You hear brothers saying, oh, you dress like a Power Ranger. They like to say a lot of funny jokes. But when you see that white pastor up there, you don't say nothing. Oh, that boy is good.
Yeah.
Y'all give these people praise. And you know what these people did to your ancestors? They raped and pillaged your ancestors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You go to work, you go shuck and jive for them. You see your other coworker that black at work, you in competition with him and him alone. That's because you got that white supremacy in you. You on the block with your homies, you see some other black brothers walking down the street. You looking at him because he got something, a different color on. You don't recognize this nigga, now you hate this nigga. That's white supremacy.
Right.
You got to get that out your mind. Start loving your people. When you start honoring your people, you get into the world differently. Oh, you saying words to respect each other. Right. I hear you, brother. But the Lord says, though I be rude in speech, but not in knowledge. So whether I could talk sweet like the Christian church, I could talk like that thug nigga that you want to hear. Because, yeah, a lot of people, you want to hear the truth or you want to hear a lie. You want me to say some hymns and put some music on and make everything soft for you? That's too wild for you. For me, I'd rather hear that brother guy that's really speaking from the heart. And that's what we got to deal with. People that speaking from the heart, not their minds. A lot of people's minds are corrupt. You know what I'm saying? We got to get out of that prosperity and that soft preacher's spirit. I don't want to hear nobody speaking soft to me. I want to hear my brothers sound like they mean it. I want to hear their spirits crying out. You want to hear your people talk to you like they love you, not that they want something from you. That's not what you're gonna get in this church. And we're not no damn church either. In this school, Salaki, I'm over here talking on. Right here, what we teaching right now, this La-Sha-Wan, this Assyrian, this all comes from our heritage. When people try to come over and learn our heritage, they want to go. And then you see those people over there right now in Israel right now fighting over a land that ain't theirs. They're over there reading them walls. You see most of the walls they have some walls with ancient. They got a lot of walls with Assyrian. They're over there reading that. Some of these alphabets you see right here, you see them on the back of these heathens' cars in America and stickers, not knowing that this is your language. Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. Your people was writing in this way before their people even thought about these characters. They weren't thinking about. They took everything from you. Your ideas, your identity has been taken from you. You've been stripped of it, and you've been given their culture. And what does their culture teach you? To condemn your own brother. It don't teach you nothing else. It's just to condemn your own people. We look at each other worse than anybody in the world. Hispanic man look at another Hispanic man the worst. A black man look at another black man the worst. That's what we look at. We charge each other. We don't charge anybody else. I heard a brother say, why are you complaining about what they did to you? It's like, what do you mean? I can't complain about what happened to my ancestors. The Jewish man, the so-called Jewish, first of all, ish means it's a suffix. It's pertaining to, but it's not it. Like blackish is not black. When you say Jewish, it's not a Jew. They want to be like a Jew, but it's not. They're not Jews. When you see us complaining about our people, it's the same thing as the Jewish man. The Jewish man complains about what happened to his people in Germany. So they telling us to shut up, be a good slave. Don't worry about what happened to your people. But we are, because we love our people. I love my ancestors. You know what I'm saying? I love how they got here. I love everything that the fight that they kept going on. They could have submitted. You know what I'm saying? Some of our people was warriors. They were fighters. And we gotta have that. Have that slave spirit. You gotta have that slave spirit. That slave was angry. They had to whip them slaves. The slave master, sometimes he just didn't like him. A baby crying too long, he'd try to kill the baby. Your slave, it could have been your slave grandma. Because he was mad at her for crying, for doing something natural that babies do. They had your great grandmother breastfeeding another man's baby because that man's mama couldn't lactate. Now you imagine your grandmother baby breastfeeding another heathen's baby. They don't like you as the people. They call you a dog, but they got they baby latched onto your great grandmother's breast. That's kind of sickening if you really get into the thought of it. You know what I'm saying? How they treat you like an animal, but somebody here?
Oh shit.
Okay, so like you, I'm gonna go into this. This is the Assyrian. The Assyrian is a lot different because it has double characters. Like this is one character. I mean, these are double characters for one alphabet. I'm gonna go into that as we go along. I had the brother come on, the officer come up here, and he wrote it out. You know, the water to him for taking the time to write it. I'm going to the alphabets. This is like I said, the sound is the same. It's just the characters of the alphabets are different. So I'm gonna go into it. This is A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma. You see this Ma has a double character. The Na has a double character. Sa, I, the Pa has a double character. Za, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Da. Now these double characters, how they're used, this first character is used in the beginning of a word or in the middle of a word. The second character is used only at the end of a word. That's why I'm going to write out a couple of vocabulary words so you can understand where these characters are used. You know, if you are following along, you do have a chart in front of you. I don't know if you're just tuning in, the water to you. That means thank you in the Hebrew. I can send you a chart. If you need a chart, just put it in the chart. Salaki, just put it in the chat. If you are on YouTube, I can send it to you. You just gotta put your email in. If you're watching from Facebook, I can send it to you via Messenger. No sweat. So you can go ahead and follow along. Like I said, these are double characters. The double characters, this first character is always used in the beginning or the middle of a word, and the second character is always used at the end of a word. But I'm going to go into that once we go to the vocabulary, so it's at least a little easier for you to understand. I'm going to go over the sounds again, though. This is A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Ta, Za, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Da. And those are the sounds of the La-Sha-Wan. But this is actually in the Assyrian. It's written in the Assyrian right now. Okay, I'll go over them again, and then we'll go straight into the vocabulary. I'll give you guys a second. If you are writing it out, it's always to write it out. It's a good thing to learn your history, your language. Yod is, what is Yod? Is old sound. Oh, what is Yod? I don't know what a Yod is. And there was no old sounds back in the La-Sha-Wan. I can send you the chart. Even the so-called Jewish man knows that. You know what I'm saying? He even knows that. This is the crazy part. That so-called Jewish man can understand that more than Negroes can. Negroes want to be the scholars of everything, but don't want to study nothing.
Right.
I got probably 10,000 brothers that agree with me. How many brothers can you have that agree with you? So you gotta be in agreement when you learn this stuff.
Right.
And we are one body here. What I'm speaking about, go watch one of my brother's classes, another La-Sha-Wan Kodash. Yeah, there's a couple more classes that are out there, and see what he's talking about. I'm guaranteeing everything that I'm saying, he's gonna be saying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you want to learn the proper La-Sha-Wan, instead of saying shalom, it's not shalom with an M, it's shalom. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, brother, people are just so confused. People leave the truth and then they come over with La-Sha-Wan. You know what I'm saying? They leave the school. There's people that been in the school in the early days. They leave the school and they come back. They come in saying shalom. They get mad and they come back saying shalom. So that's something that people need to check. I'm sorry, you gotta check that. That's out the spirit. That's truthfully out the spirit. Y'all don't want to. That's like you don't want to learn. You want to learn your own language. Well, we gonna make them shalom. But we black people, we love speaking Ebonics. We'll make up our own words. I ain't mad at us for it because that's what we do. That's our style. But when it comes to the holy text, stick to the script.
Right.
Don't switch it up to make it sound deeper because shalom sounds weird. It don't even sound right. I had a brother that I met in the world. He like, hey, I'm in the truth. I'm like, you in the truth? He like, oh, shalom. I'm like, nah, brother, it's not shalom. I could show you. I teach this class. What you speaking ain't right. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't even trying to. I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to boast. I'm not trying to clown my brothers. I just want you to be on the right page. Because I always think about it when the angels come back and they say, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah Braga Thumb, you're going to be like, Shalom. I know angels going to teach you. You don't want to have that spirit. You don't know what the angel's going to do. But I ain't going to say Shalom, I'll tell you that. But I'm going to go back over the sounds. And we're going to go into it again. This is Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Kha, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Za, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Da. And those are the sounds of the La-Sha-Wan. And I'm going to show you how to use these double characters when we start writing in the vocabulary. And I'm going to show you there are some things about the ancient. I'm going to do them one at a time so you can get a proper understanding because there are connectors and things that go with the ancient. So you're not confused. Okay. All right, I'm going to erase that. I'm going to go into the vocabulary. And I'm going to have some brothers come up here and they're going to write it out. They're going to write it in the ancient and in the Assyrian. Sorry. He's out here. See, that's how I started. I was like, the ancient, I'm with the ancient. And Assyrian, right? But after you exercise it so much, it looks easier. And then if you do it so long, I look on the back of cars and I'll be like, oh, that's what that says. Right. And then I pull up to see what it is like. Oh, that's some heathen, man. You're stealing everything. All right, the first word is naked. We're gonna write out. Like I said, we're gonna write out some words, and then we're gonna write it in the La-Sha-Wan, in the ancient and the Assyrian, so you guys can get the understanding of the alphabets and how they are used and how they're sounded out. The first word is naked in the La-Sha-Wan, and translated in the out the La-Sha-Wan into the Hebrew, it sounded out as Iram. So you would say Iram is naked. That's what naked means in the La-Sha-Wan. The next word is name. When you want to write somebody's name out. The translation of the word name in the La-Sha-Wan translated in Hebrew is Sham. Sham is how you would say name. The next word is napkin. The word for napkin translated in Hebrew to the La-Sha-Wan is Ma Paya. And you see how I put those spaces in there? You'll get, I'm making it easier for you to sound it out in the English. You'll say my Paya. I know I'm writing it from left to right, but when we write it out in the La-Sha-Wan, it's written from right to left. So I'm gonna have the brother come up here. He's gonna write them out. Oh. brother said, I'm listening in peace. I hear you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with peace. But you know, the Lord is a man of war. And you know, the Lord is coming back, man. You know what he said? Think not that I come in peace, but I come with a sword.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's coming back with a sword. And that's when we gotta have that same mindset as warriors. You don't wanna be out here thinking like trying to be sweet. You know what I'm saying? You hear brothers be like, man, you think that shit ain't sweet. And it really isn't. When it comes to the Lord, it's not a game. With the time that we live in and the way we carry ourselves as black men and women, it's really not a game no more. It's almost a damn shame because we have to be better as people. The way we speak to people, the way we live, we gotta be more. We gotta love our people because we have too much hate, self-hate. If I hate my brother, I hate myself because what he come from, we are from the same family. You know what I'm saying? You got 12 tribes. You got 12 tribes to connect with that are your brothers and your sisters. You don't have to go out and be with another race to try to fit into their, you know what I'm saying, their establishment. I see a lot of brothers, they want to be with other type of women that's totally out of their race. You know what I'm saying? When I speak, like when I say the black man, I'm speaking about the black, the Hispanic, and the Native American man. I might be saying black, but they all black to me because they treated the same damn way. They treated dark. You know what I'm saying? But the black man, we ain't black. You see my brother up there, that shirt he wearing is black, but he's brown. So we have to get that color, the coloration right. That brother is not black, but the way they look at us is black. So when I speak about blacks, I'm speaking about the blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans. I'm not just speaking about one race. But they are one race. They are of the 12 tribes. Now you can get one of those of that nation, but when you go out there and you try to get with another one, it's like you try to appease America. And America's not even appeased that you get with a white woman. White men don't like black brothers with white women. This is a fact. Right. But I'm sure they hand off a couple of their fat women because they don't care. There's a lot of brothers I see with a lot of fat white women. It's a lot. And I ain't trying to be funny about it. Just I've been to other spots and I'm like, bro, why you like her? Like you know these black, Hispanic, beautiful women are. We find it like not even the pick of they litter. We just find what they give you. Like we don't want her.
I'm a slot. I'm gonna do that. That's slot. That can.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. After that, I'm gonna show you. This brother said, "Come in peace, man." It's all right, man. But you know, like I said, the Lord is a man of war. So you know, I'm trying to find. I couldn't even.
Oh yeah,
How do you slide this up? Is there a slide this Jonah? I gotta use it.
So
I see it now. I got it now. No W. Who said ain't no W? I know you done ran out of here. Whoever said that.
Right.
Yeah, he said shalom. Why? What? Okay, man. Oh, it's you, my boy Jeff, man. You said no W's in the Paleo Hebrew. Can you prove that?
It's not a W.
When you see a W, it's a Y. You know what I'm saying? You sound like you sound like you mixing the characters of the normal English language when you say W. Right. There's a Y in the La-Sha-Wan. There definitely is. All right, I'm gonna go into it right now. My brother, stay in these classes because you my brother. You other 12 tribes unless you're African. You African. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how I feel about Africans. I am not an African. Neither are my people. Okay, this character right here, like I said, between the ancient and the Assyrian, there's different characters and how they use. This is the ancient right here. I'm gonna just point it out so there's no misconstrued. This is the ancient. This right here, when you see this character, because if you ever read the ancient, they have these characters under them. If you ever see this character right here, this character makes that sound when you sound it out singular. That makes it singular. When you see this right here under some two words, that makes those sounds connect. That makes the sounds connect. So when how I written I ram, you see how I said I made it easier. If you were watching the video, I said I made it easier because I put that dot in there so you could really sound it out how it is written in the ancient. So I said I ram. So this is the I, that's singular. You see, like I have that singular I, and then the ra and the ma put together, which makes ram. Oh, so you see how I got that, the ra and the ma put together, which makes ram. I ram. That's how you would write that in the ancient. Now in the Assyrian does not have the connectors. It's just written straight out. Now you have the I. This is the I, right? The I, and then you have the ra, and then the ma. If you have the chart in front of you, understand, like I said, there's double characters. This is the second character of the ma. If you have the chart in front of you, because it's only the second character is only used at the end of a word. The first character is used in the beginning or in the middle of a word. The second character is used at the end of a word. This is why this is the second character of the ma, because it's used at the end. That's when you use it. That's how that's used. If you have the chart in front of you, like I said you can study so you can have a little more understanding. If you don't, let me get you a chart out. Just put it in the comments so you can work on it. It's going to make it a lot easier for you. The next word is name. The word for name is sham. You know what I'm saying? Sham is how you would say, that's how you would write it in the Hebrew. That's how you would say name in the Hebrew, Salaki. That's sham. So you see the sha and the ma. You see the connectors? That's connected, connects the sounds. So the sha and the ma is put together. Because if you have the chart in front of you, this right here, sha is an alphabet. Sha, the sound sha is an alphabet. And the ma, that's sham. Same here, sha and the ma, sham. That's how you would write that in the ancient. So you don't get confused. This is the ancient, and this is the Assyrian. And if you have the chart in front of you again, like I said, that's the sha. And then the ma, this is the ma. It's the second character ma, only because the second character is used because it's only used at the end of a word. That's when you would use that second character. So if you get a little more understanding of how to use those double characters, the second character is always used at the end of a word. That ma right there, the m, it's only used at, this character of the ma was only used at the end because it's only used at the end. Salaki. The first character is used in the beginning and the middle of a word. That's how you write a sham. The next word is napkin. The word for napkin in the La-Sha-Wan translated in the Hebrew is mapayah. Now this is look and see how I wrote it out, the ma, the pa, and the ya. I made it easier so you can sound it out, the mapayah. So this is the ma. You see how singular? The ma is singular, the pa is singular. Now you have the ya and the ta connected. So ya, ma pa ya. And like I said, with the Assyrian, it's not the same because it doesn't have the connectors. It's just written straight out. So yeah, the beginning ma. This is the first ma of the alphabet because it's used in the beginning of it's used in the beginning of a word or in the middle of a word. So it's the beginning character of the ma. And this is the pa. And this is the ya and the ta. So ma pa ya. Because you remember there is no connectors. There are no connectors in the Assyrian. So the first word is naked. It's written down in the Hebrew, translated in La-Sha-Wan to Iram. This is Iram in the ancient. This is Iram in the Assyrian. The next word is name. The word for name in the Hebrew translated to through the La-Sha-Wan is Shum. This is how you would write Shum in the ancient. This is how you would write Shum in the Assyrian. The next word is napkin. The word for napkin in the La-Sha-Wan in the Hebrew translated to La-Sha-Wan is Mapayath. This is how you write Mapayath in the ancient, and this is how you write Mapayath in the Assyrian. I'll do a couple more. Let me get a couple more in here so I can see how the characters is used. The next word is nasty. The word for nasty in the Hebrew translated to La-Sha-Wan is mazaham. Mazaham. You know, if you want to use like mazaham. You're like, what? Yeah, you nasty. Mazaham. The next word is nation. This is how your people, this is crazy. This is how they sounded out. This is how your people used to speak. That's how your people would call somebody nasty. Like, you understand, we black people, so we talk like that, like, Mazaham. They're like, girl, like, what? Like, yeah, you nasty. Or she said to her brother. Vice versa. Let me just not get on sisters. Okay, the next word is nation. And sounded out in the Hebrew translated to the La-Sha-Wan is Ga Wa Ya. Ga Wa Ya is how you would say nation. The next word is nature. The word for nature in the Hebrew translated to the La-Sha-Wan is to buy. I'm gonna have the brother come up here and write it out in the ancient and in the Assyrian. Yahuda. No, what does it say? Yada? Yada? Okay, I'm listening. Yuda? Yuda? Huda? What does that mean? You know what I'm getting from that? Kind of probably like you writing, you speaking like that, like that Yiddish. You know that's what the so-called Jewish man wrote in Yiddish. He wrote that Yiddish. He wasn't actually speaking La-Sha-Wan.
Right.
He mixed it with his Yiddish. You know what I'm saying? Because he couldn't fully understand. He couldn't understand the La-Sha-Wan. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people couldn't. It's a slang. I mean, there's black people, how we speak like that. Like instead of calling a brother, I seen a brother's class today in the last one. He was talking about how we say crib. Now, y'all would say, oh, crib, is that baby's crib? We say crib for somebody's house. You go into the crib. That's how we speak. We speak like that. We have that slang to us. Some other people ain't gonna understand it. So when I see Yuda, that's kind of, you probably got that from them Yiddish so-called, they are not even Jewish. I mean, they're Jewish. They're not even Jews. So. You know, that's why you see what's going on over there, brother. They got a war going on. It's going deep, too. It's going down. You see the missiles going? You know, they're going to destroy each other. And then we're going to get, America going to get involved, and they're going to destroy it, too. Yeah. Man. You don't understand. I mean, hey, brother, I'm telling you, Jeff Miles should get more of these classes, man. He should follow more classes than that. I wouldn't even, like, when I first came into the classes, I'm not gonna lie, I came in, I had so much to the point to where I had to have brothers tell me, like, look, my captain had to tell me, I'm under Captain Kadar of Southern California. He had to tell me, look, be quiet, and then, you know what I'm saying, I can teach you. It was like you could learn something. Just learn something. Sit here and listen first. a lot of us, we come in with we have that Christian mind. We think we already know something. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you really have to be built. Get built up in this truth. Go ahead, you want to pull it? Go ahead. I got a brother finna pull that Yiddish, that Judah, now you see when you're speaking that Judah, Yahweh. Yeah, I understand what you're trying to say. That Yahweh, that's what you're really trying to say to Yahweh, but you saying Judah, and then you pull you that's Yiddish. What you pulling? Go ahead though.
The definition of Yiddish, a language used by Jews in Central and Eastern Europe.
That's speaking about those so-called Jews that are over there speaking that Judah. It's Yahweh. But go ahead.
Khan. It was originally a German dialect with words from Hebrew and several modern languages, and is today spoken mainly in the U.S., Israel, and Russia.
You hear it's spoken in Israel. So when you see them people writing that Judah, it's not, and they speaking half German. That's what Yiddish is about. That's half German language.
Right.
That's still from another heathen. And you know what? Hey, Jeff asked wow. I respect that too, because I came in, I didn't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing that you even want to learn. It's your history. You know what I'm saying? It's your people. So you should want to learn this. You know what I'm saying? But don't take what that other man has even said into fruition, because they're just copycats, man. They don't even know the truth. Go ahead.
So, like you're saying, if I may, when you pull up the Yiddish alphabet, it brings up that Paleo Hebrew.
This is that Paleo Hebrew that you were talking about. That comes from that. That's that Yiddish language that you were speaking about. And that has German in it. So you gotta realize when you're speaking that Yehuda and all that, that's coming from heathens that mixed the real natural language, your natural language. They stole that and they used some German in it to speak it. You know what I'm saying? They mix some German in it and they speaking it over there in the land. They acting like they saying something and they're not. They got a whole Bibles written in that Yiddish stuff, and it's half German. You have to be German to understand half of that crap. And the German is not of the 12 tribes. You know what I'm saying? So we want to get that right. We don't, brother, we don't want to be nothing like no German man.
Oh, that's where that Yehuda came from?
That's where that Yehuda, yeah, that's where the brother wrote that. It came from Germans.
Okay, yeah, I see it, yeah.
That came from Germans.
I was wondering where all that stuff.
That's where you get that from. And Jewish people hate Germans, but the Germans understood. And I ain't giving no, and all of them is devils to me. Don't get it twisted. But the Germans understood who they was, and they stood for theirs. The reason why they hated the so-called Jewish man, is because the Jewish man didn't know who he was, or he was wanting to be something else, and he didn't understand. He wanted to be like that black man, that African. I said African. It's a lot. You hate Africans. He wanted to be like that. He wanted to be like that dark-skinned man, that black man, the Hispanic man, the Native American man. That's what he wanted to be like. And the Germans hated them for that. And they was kind of like the same people, except one blonde hair and the other one has dark hair. They look the same to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they killed off a whole nation because the people wanted to be like, because the Germans knew who that was. It was like, they called them Schwarzes. The bastards. They call them Schwarz. What does Schwarz mean? Do you know what that Schwarz means? The Germans used to call the Jews Schwarzes. I forgot what it means. I'm not sure if it. I don't know. I'm not sure if it means bastards, but I think it means bastards because they don't. How a bastard's supposed to be a person who don't know who their father is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they would call them that in return because they didn't know who their father was. They were claiming Judah, which is a black man of the Bible, which some white people know. It was a black man, and Jesus Christ himself was a black man. Not an African man. You know what I'm saying? He was not African. He was from the tribe of Judah. He was a Jew.
Right.
Very dark-skinned man. And the German man knew this because they studied too. And they seen that the Jewish people want to take another nation's, they want to take another people's nationality and take it for theirs. And the Germans wasn't having it. That's why they called them Swartz. They called them bastards, because y'all was, yeah. And then you see, it's crazy because some movies depict it like they have Inglorious Bastards. I don't know if y'all heard of that movie. That was them Jewish people who came back to kill. They came back and killed the Germans. It was something fake, but they know who they is. That's why they call themselves bastards. They knew who they was. You know what I'm saying? And it's right that you, as a black man or Native American man, understand who you are in this land. You're not that so-called African from that African. I hear people say, "I'm gonna get a DNA test to find out." I guarantee you, if you're a black man and you get a DNA test and you put it that you're black on it, they're gonna put West Africa in there somewhere. Only because they know that's the port that you came from. Right. You know what I'm saying? Not because that's who you are. That's the port you came from. And Africa has many countries in it. And each country damn near has 11 or 12 dialect languages. So who would you be? That's why they call us the lost children of Israel, because we don't know who we are. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to get in this. You got to get in that book. You want to join the Isupk, you'll find out the truth of who you are. But if you are African and your family come from Mambutu and they come from Zimbabwe, this ain't your class, and I wouldn't even come into the class. Say it at the door so we can get you straight. Okay, the word is nasty. The word for nasty is mazaham. This is the ma. You see how I've written it out? The ma. That's ma singular. That's the ma singular. The za. You work the za and the ha and the ma put together, which makes ham. Mazaham. That's how the connectors use. This makes it singular, as you can see. That makes it singular, and this makes it connect. So the ham connects. Mazaham. And that is in the ancient. See, I got it in there. Bang. That's the ancient. This is the Assyrian. This is the first character of the ma, because it's used in the beginning or the middle of a word. In this case, it's used in the beginning. So that's the first character of the ma. And this ma, the sa, what? Slack, yeah. I'm off. This is the ma, this is a ma, and this is the za, this is the ha, and this is the second character of the ma. Only because it's used at the end of a word. When you see that second character, see, these are both mas, the same alphabet, but it's a double character. If you have the chart in front of you, I showed you there's double characters. One's used for the beginning or the middle of the word. The first one is, and the second one is used at the end of a word. You see how that's used? Mazaham. That's the second character of it. Salaki. The next word is nation. The word for nation is gawaya. And as you see, the ga, the singular, the wa singular, the ya singular. As it's written right here. You see those singulars, the ga, the wa, and the ya. That's how you would say gawaya. That's how you would write it. Nations, because those are both singular. And those are all singular. And it sounded out like that. Now you have the ga, the wa, and the ya. That's how it's written in the Assyrian. The next word is nature. The word for nature is tabai. Tabai. This is, you see, ta and the ba. This is the ta. This is the ba and the I. Tabai. They're connected. Singular, and the ba and the I is put together. So it's tabai. That's how you would write that in the Laki. In the ancient, in the Assyrian, this is the ta. This is the ba, and this is the I. That's how you'd write tabai in the Assyrian. The first word is nasty. The word for nasty in the Hebrew translated to La-Sha-Wan is mazaham. This is how you write mazaham in the ancient. This is how you write mazaham in the Assyrian. The next word is nation. The word for nation is gawaya. This is how you write gawaya in the ancient. This is how you write gawaya in the Assyrian. The next word is nature. The word for nature, and the Hebrew translated to the La-Sha-Wan is tabah. This is how you write tabah in the ancient. This is how you write tabah in the Assyrian. It's crazy, but you can learn a lot in these classes, these language classes, because these language classes tell you a lot. You know what I'm saying? Where some languages are used, like the brother said, bring out Yehuda, and it comes from Yiddish, and the Yiddish is a German dialect used with Hebrew.
Right.
So you can learn a lot. The next word is nature. Did I already nature already? I did. Slide. The next word is near. The word for near in the Hebrew translated to La-Sha-Wan is Qua-Ra. The next word is neat. The word for neat in the Hebrew translated to La-Sha-Wan is Ma-Sa-Dar. The next word is need. The word for need in the Hebrew translated to the La-Sha-Wan is Tazah Ra. I'm gonna have the brother come up here and write it out in the La-Sha-Wan. I'm gonna have him write it out in the Hebrew and in the ancient. The ancient in this series. Like Mazaham. I heard ham be eat. Yeah, ham is nasty. They do all types of stuff. They be blowing on cows' butts. I don't know what is it got for it. They pee on their faces.
They trying to get it to, I think it's concentrated.
Okay, yeah, it might be constipated and stuff. They put their mouth on the cow's butt. And you saying that's your people? I don't claim them people.
Trying to stimulate it.
They try to stimulate. I'm not blowing on no animals, nothing. If I can't send a veterinarian out to that animal will die. I ain't put death on the animal. Not nothing on my face. But they do that in Africa. They be blowing on. They do all types of stuff. A lot of people claim them. And then they circumcise, some cultures in Africa circumcise their women. Mm-hmm. Now, black women ain't going for that. We ain't going for that in America. You ain't cutting a black woman nothing. You know what I'm saying? You don't get in a fight. She ain't going out like that.
That's an insecurity to the extreme, too.
Yeah, now you don't want your woman to feel, you know what? That's on them, though. That's crazy. You don't want your woman to feel no sensation. So you cut her, I don't know. I can't, that's off. That's off. I couldn't get with it. I'm sure a lot of people couldn't, and then when you're 13 years old as a man, you got to go get circumcised from a doctor. Chop it up. He chop it up and he put you in another tent. I be watching National Geographic. That's how I be knowing. You know what I'm saying? He chop your thing, he put you in a little tent. You know what I mean? At pagan practices, I tell you what Jews, we're supposed to be circumcised by the third day? The 8th day of our birth. We're supposed to be circumcised. As a Jewish custom, it's by the 8th day we get circumcised. They chop their baby. They put a little boy off at 13. And it hurts. Because then you got to let that skin come together. And when you become a little older, you get a rash. Man, they're crazy as hell. Then they do tribalistic scars on you. They put tribalistic scars on you at a certain age, too. To make you a warrior and all that. Yeah, the 8th day. So, you know, it's crazy. And Africans are just totally, they some weird people. I didn't see one slave come over here with that custom. Well, they would have been happy. The slaves would be doing that nasty stuff to the cows over there. They're like, we helped our cow. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know what to do. You know, because we were planters. You know, like this is what we did. You know, and you gotta take it like that. And back in the days when we would we would have fruits and we have the best fruits and all that. We were the best planters. We ran farms. We were sheep herders. We know how to run things like that. That's why you think they sold us into slavery? Because they knew that we knew how to work the farms and stuff like that. The Africans knew who they were selling. They were like, they were planters. These people, we can sell them. They are great workers. They'll do this. You know what I'm saying? Egypt, man, they knew what they was doing. That's the cold part. A lot of people, we just don't understand that. Okay? The first word is near. The word for near in the Hebrew translated to La-Sha-Wan is karab. Okay? This is the kwa, singular. You see how the singular right there, the kwa, and the ra and the ba put together makes ra, connected. See, that's a connector that connects the sounds. You can see how we're at the top, that's a connector. That's how you get karab. Remember in the Assyrian, okay, this is the ancient. This is the Assyrian. Slovakia, I'll put it in. This is the Assyrian. You see how the Assyrian does not have connectors, it's written straight out, but that does have a double character in it. You know what I'm saying? The Korab. This is the Kwa, the Ra, and the Ba. Korab, it's written straight out. There's no double characters in that one, so I couldn't show you on that one, but I'll show you the next one. The next word is neat. The word for neat is masadar. This is the ma, the sa, see the singular, masa, and the da and the ra put together. The masa connected the da and the ra, masadar. That's how you would write that in the ancient. This is the Assyrian. If you get confused, Syrian. This is the ma is a double character. The first ma is used in the beginning or in the middle of a word. In this case, it's used at the beginning of the word. So that's where you would use that ma. And this is the sa, and this is the da and the ra. Masadar. That's how you would write it, straight out. There's no connection to it. It's masadar. The next word is need. The word for need is tazara. This is the tazah, singular, and the ra and the ka. The ra and the ka makes rock. Tazah rock. That's how you would write it in the ancient. This is the Assyrian. The Assyrian the tazah has a double character. You use the first character when it's used. This is the first character because it's used in the beginning or the middle of a word. In this case, it's the beginning of the word. So this is tazah, the first character of the tazah, because it's a double character. And this is the ra and the ka. And the ka has a double character. And like I see, it's crazy because when you do it, you automatically know. The ka has a double character, and this is the second character of the ka because it's used at the end of a word. So if you look at the ka on your chart, you'll see this is the second character because it's used at the end of a word. So this is your first character, and this is the second character of the alphabet of the ka because it's at the end of a word. That's how you would use those double characters. So that's tazah ra. It's written straight out. There's no connectors in that. The first word is near. In the Hebrew translated to La-Sha-Wan is karab. This is how you would write karab in the ancient. This is how you write karab in the Assyrian. The next word is neat. The word for neat is masadar. This is how you write masadar in the ancient. This is how you write masadar in the Assyrian. The next word is need. The word for need is tezarak. This is how you write tezarak in the ancient. This is how you write tezarak in the Assyrian. Man, I remember I first came to the La-Sha-Wan. I was like, it took a minute, man. It took a minute, but it was a blessing. After I got it, I ran with it like, shoot.
Right.
Okay, I get it. I get it. My boy Ramak had to get me on one time. We had a little debate about it. You remember Ramak? About the double characters?
Oh,
He was right. And I was like, dang, I was right. Like, the whole thing's like it. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. That's why the brotherhood is good, because when you have brothers, it's going to, you know what I mean? We one body. We're going to get you right. It ain't about right or wrong. It's about getting you right.
Right.
The next word is negative. The word for negative in the Hebrew translated to La-Sha-Wan is Sha-La-Yal Ya. Sha-La-Yal Ya. Sha-La-Yal Ya. That's how you say negative. Sha-La-Yal Ya. The next word is neglect. The word for neglect in the Hebrew translated to La-Sha-Wan is Ra-Shaw. I'm gonna have the brother come up here and write it out in the La-Sha-Wan and in the Hebrew. I mean, La-Sha-Wan in the ancient and the Assyrian. Salakia. I don't know what I'm saying there. That's how you feel it? All right. Because he's done already. You feel it? Okay, the first word is negative. The word for negative is Sha Yal Ya. This is the Sha. It's singular. I mean, it's simple because look, you see how the singular words is Sha, the La, and then you have a connected the Yal, the Ya, and the La put together, and then the Ya. So this is Sha La. I mean Sha La, Yal, and the La put together, Ya. That's how you would write that in the ancient. In the Assyrian, this is the Shah. Remember, it's written straight out. The Shah, the La, the Shah, the La, the Ya, the La, and the Ya. That's how you write that out. There's no connectors. And that's in the Assyrian. The next word is neglect. The word for neglect is Rashal. This is the Ra, singular, the Shah and the La put together, Shal. Connector makes a Shal. And that's how you would write that in the ancient. The next one's in the Assyrian. This is the Ra, the Shah, and the La. That's how you would write it straight out. Simple. Hey, but shalom, this is my time. I'll be back next Friday, so y'all tune in. Hey, shalom, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shabarakatham to the brothers. Shamar Iladah Bahashim, Yahweh to the sisters. Hey, shalom.